Hey guys, Dylan here from Iceberg TV. Today we're checking out the brand new Anthony Barela first run Cigarra. Pretty cool disc. It's a modified cicada. I'm a big fan of the Discraft cicada. I think it's one of their best releases they've had in a very long time. We'll also be comparing it to the Passion, very popular fairway driver from Discraft, and the Paul Macbeth Athena. It's also a first run Athena, so that's pretty cool for the style points. I'm expecting the Athena to be the most stable of the bunch. We'll throw the Athena first, then Passion, then Cicada, then Cigarra. Athena first. Throwing into a pretty stiff headwind, the Athena has no problem handling the headwind. Let's throw Passion next, then Cicada, then Cigarra. Those Worlds Passions, if you need a stable Passion, I think we still have some of those on the site. Most stable on a Passion I've ever thrown. Now we've got the Cicada here. Oh, that's absolutely smacked. It's a 400-foot Cicada right there. And first throw with the Cigarra. Feels very similar, but just has a very slight nose bead on the front of the disc. That's really first impression, the only difference I feel from the Cicada. Oh, not nearly as much flip. Okay, that's a lot more stable. I saw some YouTube reviews yesterday of this, and they're making it seem like the Cicada and the Cigarra fly basically the same. But after those two throws, I can already tell you that's probably not the case. Let's go throw it a few more times. So honestly, the closest comparison so far is the Cigarra to the Athena, which I was already wondering when they initially announced the Cigarra, like what is going to be the difference between this disc and the Athena? The feel in hand is definitely different. The Athena doesn't have that noticeable nose bead that the Cigarra has. Let's compare the Cigarra and the Cicada real quick. I mean, very similar, but seems to be very obviously tooled on the bottom side here to be a little bit more concave for a little more stability. And then you can't really see it, but when you're feeling it, you can feel the nose bead here. And I don't think the Cicada has quite as pronounced nose bead here. So they definitely made a few small tweaks to make it a bit more stable. You can see it almost has like that blunt edge of something like the old school Discmania FD2s. I don't even think those are around anymore, but they had this like very blunt edge for a fairway driver. It's not quite as blunt as that, but it's definitely more blunt than the Cicada. Let's try and throw everything in the same order. Athena, Passion, Cicada, Cigarra. Starting with the Athena. Throwing back to a pretty stiff headwind, Athena flipping up a little bit, but that thing's pretty stable. And then the overstable World's Passion. Oh, and by overstable, I mean turn it into the water. Hopefully we get that one back. That's a nice disc right there. And we've got the Cicada here. Also turning into that headwind, skipping off the bridge, also into the water. So this guy's a bit more stable, should be able to handle this headwind no problem. Yeah. So much better for the headwind than those other discs. The Cicada and the Passion, once they get flipped, they will stay over for a bit longer. But the Athena and the Cigarra flying extremely similarly across the board. All right, so we definitely have a very different feel and flight between the Cicada and the Cigarra. Definitely the Cigarra. What they were trying to do is make a more stable Cicada, but I can't necessarily discern the difference between the Athena and the Cigarra. So if you're someone who already enjoys the Athena, probably just go ahead and pick up one or two more of those. But if you don't like it, but you want something stable in that slot, then the Cigarra seems to be a really great option. Let's throw everything in the same order that we've been throwing it in. And yeah, we've got a ripping tailwind right now, so the Cicada all of a sudden is going to look like the best disc again because it's the most understable for this tailwind. That Athena is going to be super stable going back into the tailwind, skipping all the way to the left side on the path. Same with this Passion. I think the Passion's technically an 8-speed. Feels like it has like a cyclone top. It's got a big fat nose bead. Somehow they have like a fairway driver with a big fat nose bead that's still mostly straight. So that's pretty cool. But again, into this tailwind, I mean, that went really far, but it's still pretty stable. Not way more stable than it is coming back into the headwind. Now the Cicada. Can we match the 400-foot shot that we just threw? Oh, come out. No. It's gonna hit the trees. Let's put this cigar on a little bit of Anheuser. In the tailwind, I have no doubt it's gonna be a fine disc for the Anheuser Flex. Flex. Look at that stability. That went pretty far too. Very cool. In a tailwind, that thing's gonna be super stable. But coming back into the headwind, I have a heck of a lot more confidence with the cigar in my hand than I do the Cicada or the Passion. That I can be confident in saying. All right, we're gonna have to be careful with the Passion and with the Cicada. I don't wanna throw them out into the water like I did last time. Thankfully, they didn't go all the way in last time, but I mean, they're clearly way more understable than the Athena and the new Cigarra. This is the Athena first. I mean, that's a rip for me with the Athena. Something about that, it just wanted to fall out of the sky. It's getting absolutely crushed. We must have a left to right a bit coming through. Anything on that hyzer angle is just getting on top of it and driving it down. This is the World's Passion. Oh, I love that rip. She gone. Oh, I hit the tree and landed on the bridge. These flippier discs back into this headwind, not flying nearly as good. Cicada. Yeah, look at it flip. Under the bridge she goes. I can 100% say without a doubt, going into a headwind, don't throw your Passion or your Cicada. Throw your Cigarra or your Athena. You'll be a lot happier with the result. Yeah, that's so much better for these conditions. Reliability is everything. And for these pro players, they cannot afford for their discs to get squirrely, overturn, be unpredictable, fly differently based on like slight nuances in the wind. You want something that you can just smash, know exactly what it's gonna do. And the Cigar does exactly that. And I used to have some T-Bird 3s, but I don't have many more. But what I can say is at least the T-Bird 3s that I've thrown, a lot of people think this is like a T-Bird 3 remake. For me, the T-Bird 3 is a lot straighter than the Cigarra. Maybe Barela is bagging flippier ones than what I have. Obviously throws a lot harder than I do as well. But for me, the T-Bird 3 and the Cigarra don't necessarily fly similar at all. I feel like the Cigarra is just like nice and overstable, probably closer flight-wise to an Eagle. And then feel-wise, it feels a little bit unique. It really does just feel like a modified Cicada. So it is exactly what it was advertised to be. So with that being said, I think this is a win from Discraft. And if how they have told you this is going to fly and you like the way that sounded, when you buy one, it's going to do exactly that. So you can never complain about that. If you want to save money, use my link in the description below. Shout out bergsdiscsports.com, best disc golf bag in the game. Use my discount code, it's also in the description, you save 20% off. Shout out to Disc Golf Deals USA, none of these videos would be made possible without them. Stay humble, live with gratitude, I'll catch you in the next one, and take care.